Welcome back to the Get Off the Treadmill podcast for small business owners and entrepreneurs, where we show you how to build a successful business and to have a life too. We're going to dive into another topic that helps us make more money in less time and to get off the treadmill so we can experience a life of significance. And now, your host and the author of the #1 best-selling business book, Making Money is Killing Your Business, Chuck Blakeman.
Hi, Chuck Blakeman here again with you today. We're going to talk about the 7 stages of business ownership, part 2, that big mindset shift. In our last podcast, we walked through the first 4 of the 7 stages of business ownership, the first 4 stages that got us on the treadmill. Today, we're going to talk about the last 3 stages, which are the 3 stages that get us off the treadmill. This is a standalone podcast, but you might get more out of this one if you checked out part 1 of the 7 stages first. And I want to reemphasize this about the 7 stages of business ownership. It's not about the stages of business. I'm focusing on how our business affects us, which is a major reason why I'm in business, to get where I want to be personally. Let's speed through those first 4 stages just to set up the last 3. Stage 1 startup is before you spend a nickel and are getting your ducks in a row, and it's the what fun stage of business. Stage 2 survival starts when you pay your first bill and aren't profitable yet, and the business is starting to suck the life out of you in both time and money. Your emotions change from what fun to I didn't think it would be this hard. You're in stage 3 when you finally break even regularly and you've learned the bad habit of being on the production treadmill. Stage 4 stability is when you are finally making a profit regularly, can buy a hot tub and maybe even a boat for your family and other people to use because you finally have money, but you probably have very little time. And you are now officially a hostage to your business. You thought you were building a company, but instead you built yourself a job. Welcome to stage 4. Well, most people stop when they reach stage 4 stability, not because they have to, but because they've never thought there was anything beyond that. In the last podcast, we identified stage 4 stability as the American dream, which we sadly have exported all over the world. But it's really the American nightmare. Stage 4 stability is the most dangerous stage in business because for the first time, you finally have something to protect, profit. And our instinct is to protect that with every fiber of our being. Unfortunately, that very understandable desire to protect the great thing you've built is the Trojan horse from within that will ensure you never get off the hostage treadmill, and that you will very likely yo-yo between stages 2, 3, and 4 on a regular basis for 30 years. Your desire to protect your business will give you the opposite of what you want. I did this multiple times in multiple businesses, but protecting what I had never got me to what I really wanted, which was freedom in my business. As a result, stages 1 through 4 are the only stages most business owners ever experience. Not because it's extremely hard to get to stage 5 or beyond. I personally think it's harder to get from stage 2 to stage 3, but because we simply don't intend to build a mature business that gets to stage 5 and beyond. We never thought it was possible because the American dream illogically tells us that being a hostage to your business is just the price you pay for freedom. Really? Ironically, we truly do get what we intend, and too often we intend to be hostages of our businesses for 30 years. So what intention is needed to get to stage 5 and beyond? First, we need to decide what we want. Not what our business wants, but what we want as a result of being in business. Stephen Covey said, start with the end in mind. What does freedom in your business look like to you a few years from now, or even next year? Until we know that, we're operating on the random hope strategy of business. I'm going to work really hard, and I hope something good happens. We'll expand on this in a future podcast on the significance quotient and how the 3 main resources in life, time plus money plus energy, give you the freedom to build a life of significance. In an earlier podcast, we've talked about building a mature business, and we defined it as a business where you're no longer the only producer, and maybe not even one of many producers. And the business makes money when you are not there. That's my Stephen Covey end in mind. That's what I want from my business, from any business. I want a mature business that makes more money in less time so I can have ongoing freedom in my business, not from it. It's up to you to describe what a mature business means to you. I would encourage you, though, to use the above 2 benefits as the baseline for business maturity, making more money in less time so you can have freedom in your business, not from it. Anything less, and I think you're still on the treadmill. It's especially important to remember that business maturity really isn't about the business at all. It's about you and the lifestyle the business produces for you. On the back cover of my first book, Making Money is Killing Your Business, we splashed the message, Use your business to build your ideal lifestyle. The only way to really know that your business is mature is if you are living the way you want to as a result of owning it. The size of your business and how much money it makes doesn't matter if your lifestyle sucks. It's the lifestyle you are experiencing that tells you that your business is mature. Over the 13 businesses I built, I've learned the hard way that making money is not an empowering vision. I know plenty of people who have tried it, including me. To build a business that provides the lifestyle you want, you need a vision that motivates you, real clarity about what your life looks like when you've arrived. A friend of mine does business advisory and had a client who told him after 150,000, it didn't make me any happier to make 500,000. I've had my business advisory clients say the same thing. Some people push the numbers up or down, but you get the point. Money never makes life more meaningful all by itself. It's a resource, not a goal, a means to the end, never the end in and of itself. So while making money doesn't make life meaningful all by itself, what we can do with it can make life very meaningful for us when we combine it with the other two resources of free time and great energy. A successful business owner eventually figures this out. Making money is not an empowering vision. Neither is a lifestyle being trapped as an employee of yourself. Either way, if you want to be successful, you're going to need to figure out how to build a business that makes money when you are not there. So let's talk about moving from stage 4 stability to stage 5 success. In stage 4, we finally have profit, maybe even millions we can take home, but we still don't have the time and freedom to use it the way we want. We're still hostages to our business. You know you are finally in stage 5 when your business is regularly giving you both time and money, not just money. You can regularly be away from the business every Friday or Wednesday afternoon or both and take a couple weeks vacation and not work while you're away. And it's not just about being able to escape from a hostage situation for a day or a week. The key to stage 5 stability is that while you are away, the business makes money without you. Anybody can take Friday off and lose money while they're not working. I've done it. This is not a stage 5 business. Are you able to go away for a day, a week, or two, or even a month? And when you come back, there's more money in the bank than when you left? That's a stage 5 success business. That's what I experienced in February of 2011 when we went to New Zealand for a month for our business maturity vacation. When we got back, revenue and profit were higher than when we left. My anecdotal research tells me probably less than 5% of business owners ever take the small, measured risk to move from stage 4 stability to stage 5 success. That 5% marker might make us all feel that a mature business that gives us freedom in our business, not from it, is for either the smart or the lucky. But that is not my experience. I have regularly witnessed business owners who were on the stage 4 treadmill for even decades, who were able to get off of it and jump to stage 5 or beyond in a year or less, simply because they changed one thing, their mindset. They were no smarter or no luckier than they had been for decades. They simply changed their intention and experienced what we call the big mindset shift. The big mindset shift looks like this. In stage 4 stability, our mindset is still the same as it was in stages 1 through 3. I am making money. To get to stage 5 success, the mindset shifts subtly and yet radically from I am making money to I'm building a business that makes money. Let me repeat that. A shift from I'm making money to I'm building a business that makes money. Do you see the subtle, radical difference? In stage 4, I still think I'm necessary in order for the business to make money. And in stage 5 success, become more like Richard Branson. We begin to realize this business could and should make money when we're not there. When we come to the end of ourselves and we realize we can't be the business, everything changes. I can't overemphasize this concept. It's the crux of the whole problem and the front end of the entire solution. To get from stage 4 to stage 5, you have to shift your focus from making money to building a business that makes money. This simple mindset shift helps you stop focusing on the tyranny of the urgent, which is making money to pay today's bills, and get you more focused on the priority of the important, building a business that makes money when you are not there. The fundamental shift is that the business owner must realize a sustainable business is rarely built on the production of the owner. It can be built on the talent of the owner or the vision of the owner. But if the owner is the one making the chairs and hasn't been dual tracking, which we explained in an earlier podcast, the owner will be trapped in stage 4 stability. The owner has to learn to resist leading the charge to make the money to pay the bills and figure out how to get the business to do it for them. And you don't have to figure this out all at once. If you can figure out how to get Wednesday afternoon off while the business makes money, you have unlocked the door to being gone a full day each week, and then a couple, and then a week or two, and the business will still make money when you're not there. But part of this mindset is dealing with the most common of business diseases I've come to call a bad case of the nobodies. Nobody's as committed as I am. Nobody's as invested. Nobody's as experienced. Nobody's as knowledgeable. Nobody cares like I do. Nobody. As Henry Ford said, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Until you get past your bad case of the nobodies, you will never get past stage 4 stability. You will be a hostage in your business, and the only freedom you can hope for is to sell the damn thing so you can get freedom from your business because you never had any freedom in it. I know this from experiencing it personally and watching countless other business owners experience it. Stage 5 success is not for the lucky or the smart. It is for the intentional. If you change your mindset and move from intending to make money to intending to build a business that makes money when you're not there, you will become a 5%er who has freedom in their business, and you can use it to build your own ideal lifestyle. I say this all the time. We get what we intend, not what we hope for. Are you intending to make money, or are you experiencing the big mindset shift so that you intend to build a business that makes money when you are not there? If so, you are well on your way to freedom in your business. With that big mindset shift driving us in stage 5 success, the focus shifts from being the producer to building processes so others can produce when you're not there. Barbara Corcoran, one of the successful Shark Tank entrepreneurs, said her business never really took off until she made peace with the fact that no one was going to be her, and that hiring and training others to follow processes that reflected what she wanted was the only way to build a business that made money when she wasn't there. She got over her bad case of the nobodies. In stage 5, the owner is now profitable in both money and time because she has gotten the assembly process out of her head, through her heart, out her hands onto a piece of paper or a computer, and then teaches others how to do the production. Stakeholders know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and what it should look like when they're done. And they come to work every day clear on how they fit into the big picture. This is key to getting off the treadmill, and the operative emotions are around freedom and realizing the business depends on me less and less. But most business owners drag stage 5 out for years when it should only take months. Why? I think it's because they are too busy with the tyranny of the urgent to get to the priority of the important. They're too busy making money today, tyranny of the urgent, to build a business that makes money tomorrow, priority of the important. In a future podcast or two, we will talk about how to practically, tactically create processes that give you freedom and everyone else clarity about how to deliver exactly what you would deliver if you were there. We call it freedom mapping. Freedom mapping is where the rubber meets the road. If you want to build a mature business and get off the treadmill, freedom mapping is the simple, elegant solution that has worked for so many. Look for it in a future podcast. So let's say you're at stage 5 success and have a business that regularly and reliably produces both time and money for you, not just money. Welcome to the 5%. You're no longer average, you're normal. Make sure you tell your friends you're not smarter or luckier than they are, but that you just went through the big mindset shift and intended to build a business that makes money instead of having it all dependent on your presence. For the first time, you are actually off the treadmill, which is why we call it stage 5 success. Stage 5 success welcomes you not as an income producer, but as an actual business owner who is no longer owned by your business. It also offers the beginnings of wealth, the freedom and the ability to choose what to do with my time and my money. I couldn't blame a business owner for wanting to play it safe and stop in stage 5 stability either, but there's a lot more freedom at the next stage if the owner is interested in going there. In stage 5, you finally experience some freedom in your business, but stage 6 ownership is where it starts to get really interesting. And the risks to get there are very minimal compared to the risk muscles you had to build in stages 1 through 4. It's again more about intention than anything else. So let's not settle. Let's stay curious and grow and experience more freedom. How do we know we're really in stage 6 significance? Only one thing changes from stage 5 stability to stage 6 significance. You're now focusing on leadership, not on managing processes or people. You are leading through others. You're no longer the one who is responsible for creating processes, training people, and managing the day-to-day. you are largely focused on what we say is the highest and best use of your time and talents. You're doing what you love more and more in the business and outside of it. And you're now experiencing freedom to follow your passions, do the things you love, and answer that old question: if you had all the time and money you needed, what would you be doing right now? We call stage 6 significance just that, because it frees you to focus on building a life of significance, using your business to get you there. This is the fun stuff. We are now back to the passion that brought us into business in the first place. Just about every business owner would love to be in a position to have the time and the money, which again is wealth, to think about how to have an impact in the world beyond just selling our widgets. Stage 6 significance is that place. The operative emotion in stage 6 significance is others are finally in place and managing this. I'm free. Remember our definition of wealth: the freedom and the ability to choose what to do with my time and my money. We're really experiencing wealth in spades now. More money is actually resulting in more time. This is the reward for intentionally moving from stage 1 to stage 6, and we should toast our success. Leadership in place is the focus in stage 6 significance. And it's really important that we understand that leadership in place is not leadership in charge just yet. Stage 6 is the second most dangerous stage behind stage 4. It's dangerous from the perspective that since we have leaders in place, we think we can now go directly to the golf course and work on lowering our handicap. Jerry Hodgkin's story might slow you down a bit. Jerry invested a number of years building a very successful direct mail company. He bootstrapped it through all the stages, sweated out the hard early years, and pulled the business kicking and screaming into stage 6 significance. Jerry finally had leaders in place and was enjoying his newfound freedom guy status. He loved vintage race cars and decided he would reward himself by turning his attention fully to racing. He checked in with his business regularly, but became devoted to the cars. Not more than a year after entering stage 6 significance, Jerry had to shut the business down. He had gotten ahead of himself and had learned the hard way that leadership in place isn't nearly as good as leadership in charge. Jerry had mistaken leadership of his own for abdication. Leadership stays in touch and knows what's going on all the time, and has invested enough time and energy into the other leaders that they are willing to be honest and transparent if things aren't going well. Abdication says, you guys run this, I'll be on the golf course. In stage 6 significance, the owner can focus on giving the business two things: vision and guidance. The problem comes when you want to skip the guidance part and head for the hobby. After all, you think, I'm paying this leader good money and I expect competence. But they are not you yet, and you have to turn them into you. A hired gun is one thing. A loyal servant leader in your business who has passion for your customers and your stakeholders is quite another. They have to catch this from you being there and instilling it in them. More is caught than taught. Bring them alongside so that they can watch you lead and catch that from you. Then you can go play with your cars. One of the problems of heading for the golf course too soon is that the leader you left in place, who really isn't in charge yet, will report back regularly that things are great. Jerry checked in regularly to make sure things were going well, and his leaders always provided rosy projections and said great things about the operation. What else would they say? I'm scared. I don't know what I'm doing. Some big customers are mad and I'm not sure how to solve any of it. No, your leader in place knows you hired them to be competent, and they are going to pretend to be that as long as they can. So now your job is to build trust with the leaders, train the leaders, and instill in them the pride of being in charge, and then guide them through the day-to-day until the culture of the company becomes a part of them. They'll have a lot to learn. It took years for you, the owner, to figure it all out, so don't expect your leader can get there in a blink of an eye. Head for the golf course too soon and you might just lose everything you worked for. Stick in there for a little bit, make sure you pass it along, and you'll have something special, a business that somebody else will want to buy and you will never want to sell. Okay, stage 7 succession. You finally made it. You've invested the time to move from leadership in place, stage 6, to leadership in charge, stage 7. From giving both vision and guidance in stage 6 to giving only vision in stage 7. The stage 6 in-place leader now truly has the reins to also be in charge in stage 7 and can now guide the ship as long as you communicate clearly where you want to go. You only have to communicate the vision now because the leader knows how to execute, and you've built a trusting relationship resulting in full transparency between the two of you. The operative emotion in stage 7 are a growing sense of significance, accomplishment, and satisfaction at having built the dream. Warren Buffett buys stage 7 succession businesses and tells the leaders he doesn't want to hear from them very often. And if he does, that's a problem. In stage 7, if you want it, this can also be the extent of your direct leadership as well. To me, the first interpretation of success is never, how do I sell this thing? Succession simply means you become the myth. When you walk in every few weeks or once a quarter or less often, somebody whispers, hey, that's the woman who started it. We build a business that gives us freedom in every way, and selling it is the farthest thing from our mind. We just become the myth. Okay, as we wrap up, let's look back. It's possible that right now, if your business is in stage 2 through 4 or even 5, you're saying to yourself, yeah, wouldn't that be nice? But without the conviction that this could actually be you. I'll say it again. I can't think of any reason why you can't get here except for one. You really don't intend to. This is not a gifted person's game. It is an intentional person's game. And it's not specific to any profession or industry. Ask the right question and you will figure out the answer. I'll say it again. You get what you intend, not what you hope for. So the right question is, how do I build a mature business and when do I want to get there? This isn't about building a multi-million-dollar business with dozens of stakeholders, unless that's what you're shooting for. This is about creating the lifestyle that you want for you and your family. You can do that with almost any size business, and you can do it even without stakeholders. More on that at another time. Building a mature business isn't about preparing it to sell and get the heck out. It's about building a business that serves you, that creates the lifestyle you want. It's about building a platform for significance that allows you to serve your community and gives you the freedom to travel, golf, volunteer, or pursue whatever other burr you have in your saddle that takes time, money, and energy. It's about creating freedom and the choice to build the life of significance that you want, even starting more businesses like I have. If selling your mature business gives you more freedom than keeping it, then by all means, sell it. But I've worked with a lot of business owners who started out saying, let's get this profitable so I can sell the damn thing and get the heck out. And after they get there, I remind them of this, and many times the response has been, are you crazy? I'm having too much fun. I understand the desire to sell and get out when things are tough in stages 2 through 4, but it's possible you'll feel differently once you get your business ownership to stage 5 success or higher. Okay, in our next podcast, I'll share some things that thousands of us have learned in the last few decades about how the 7 stages of business ownership actually work in the real world. I'll see you there. Keep going.
That wraps up another episode of the Get Off the Treadmill podcast. If you found this podcast helpful, please subscribe and hit the like button to ensure you are receiving the latest tools you need to grow your business and to get off the treadmill. If you want more information on the 3 to 5 Club, the Crankset Group, or to book Chuck as a business advisor, speaker, or workshop leader, you can contact us at grow@cranksetgroup.com. Until next time, have a great week.